Hello Driver Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my dad, John Rush, behind the camera. And this is a review of the 2016 Ford Explorer. This is a little bit later in the model year, so 2017s are out. But for 2016s, they made a few different changes. They refreshed the exterior styling. For those of you that are Ford fans, you'll notice that they've got new LED lights right here. They've also got a new grille. There's also some minor interior revisions, and let's just jump right into it. So actually, I think I can light them up if I unlock the car here. So you can see, maybe it's a little bit easier for everyone to see on this side, Dad. The LED lighting that's right here, it gives this car a nice look. It gives it a very, I'll say this, a very upscale look to the vehicle. Some minor interior revisions, and this is the all-new Platinum trim, which is new for 2016. They carried it over into 2017 as well. So 5 trim levels: base, XLT, limited, sport, and then Platinum. The Platinum gives you everything that's on the 301A package, plus the dual panel sunroof, which we'll show you in just a bit, LED fog lights, which are actually down below, and sorry, I'm going to make sure I don't miss anything here, adaptive cruise control, upgraded leather on the inside, aluminum and wood interior trim, and a premium Sony sound system. So they give you quite a few different features in this. This car, as it sits right here, the only options are the second row bucket seats, and the second row console is $53,815. So $53,000, that's not including destination. Destination is an additional $915 for a total MSRP of $54,760. So this is the top of the line. You can't really get too much higher than this. There's a few different options that you could add on to the Platinum, including kind of a second row entertainment system. But just wanted to kind of point this out, that this is, I should say, top of the line. We are showing you the badging right there. For this does have the 3.5-liter V6 EcoBoost engine on it. They do have a new turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's available. We're not going to get into that though today. This is the 3.5-liter V6 EcoBoost, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Fuel economy on that, we've only been averaging about 17 miles per gallon. It's rated for 16 and 22. So something to keep in mind. We'll mention that in the opinion. But you do have a trunk. If you hit the button right here, it does have the assist, and actually I've got the key fob in my pocket. I'm just going to hit it twice, and it's going to pop open. Of course, again, you do have a fully automatic kind of back hatch area here. So you'll notice we've only got 4 seats up right now, or the 2 front and the 2 in the second row. Not a huge deal, but you'll notice everything's folded flat. One really cool feature on the Explorer is this over here. And Dad, if you kind of want to show them the side panel before I get too involved here. So this gives you all the functionality. This is your switch between if you want the left right here or the right seat to move, or both. So we're going to have both move, and let's put them back into normal. So you just hit the button once. You don't have to hold it down. You hit it once, you'll notice it comes out of the floor. Everything folds down. It folds up and over. They recline a bit, and they are good to go. The only thing you have to do manually is pull up the headrest for you to access it. Real quick, while we're here, you'll notice what's down below, which is a nice, pretty deep, cavernous storage area for behind this third row. I don't have any exact numbers for you. I apologize about that, but it's definitely a suitable capacity in here, especially with being able to actually set stuff down in it. So real quick, we're just going to show you. I'm going to actually go to the well, actually, let's put this one up. And I'm going to go to the right, and I'm going to show you what it looks like folded. So you just fold it, everything flops down automatically, and it goes down into folding. And then I can then fold the second row. I've got to go up there, that is manual, but I can fold the second row seating so you can get nearly flat all the way to the front. However, let's say with this left side, I'm going to put some more cargo in here, so I want to stow it. It's going to flap down. It's going to fold, and then now it's going to start to stow itself back into this back little area, which I think is personally one of my favorite features. So really cool features. You'll notice the difference in height, and Dad, maybe it's a little bit easier to see from this other side. You'll notice the difference in height, how cavernous this is, plus right there, and where that third row, I guess kind of how much that actually seat gives you. So being able to have that full flat storage. So I'm going to go to both of them, and I'm actually going to put them both in normal so you can see how this works. Let's close this hatch. Of course, it is an automatic close, of course, which is really, really nice feature. So for the most part on the I guess exterior, not a whole lot else to do. I apologize, had a little bit of rain this morning. You'll notice the wiper is down here. Ford, we tell this to every manufacturer, so we're not gonna let you off the hook. Please, on a car that's $54,000, move the windshield wiper up in here if possible and hide this. I don't want to see the windshield wiper. I don't mind if it comes from the top down. I just don't like seeing it out back here. All right, fans, we're here for the second row / third row, and I want to correct a mistake I made. I mentioned that the front was manual, or the second row is manual to fold it down. However, there are buttons on both sides here. You just push this down and hold it, and the seat actually goes up. This one's kind of stuck. It doesn't seem like it's come up in a while. The other side's much more fluid. But to get in and out, very easy. You just step in, and I'm back here. And just to show you, I'm gonna put that seat down. One thing to note, and I'm gonna kind of curve around here. And Dad, we might have to work together on this. These seats actually do move forward. The captain's chair seats do move forward. There's a little bar in the front, and I'm gonna move it forward just a little bit like that. And so now I'm back in the back, and I've got ample room back here. Now, am I going to be able to go back here for a really long drive? Maybe or maybe not, but I do have room with the ability, especially with the ability for these two captain's row chairs to move forward and back. Something to note, I do have a nice cup or center console here that I can access from both the front and the back, and there's dual storage. There's even a deeper console right there. Wanted to make sure that we showed that to all you viewers. Pull that closed, and then to get out again, all I have to do, press and hold this. It's going to fold forward, and it's going to, and again, we mentioned, I think it's getting a little bit stuck here, but for the most part, really easy to use, really easy to operate. And I don't think this is the fourth thing. I think it just hasn't been used in quite some time. So with that being said, we'll actually pause the video, hop out, and show you this second row. All right, fans, here in the second row, got the seat folded back down. This is all the way back for this captain's chair. And with that the case, this is, I believe, in the exit row seating right here, or kind of exit row position. You'll notice both of these seats are pretty far back. Ample room. One thing that we noticed on a couple other people that commented is we're not sure on the distance back here for a car seat. You're going to have to be the judge, as we always say. Get out and test these cars yourself. See if this works for you. We've got a family member that has an older Explorer, and it works for them. But really beautiful, nice apportionments right here. Nice leather-like material right here. Actually, it is leather all along the door right here. Wood and aluminum, as we mentioned in the opening. You do have two power ports right here that are USB, as well as a typical kind of household outlet. Both of these seats are heated, and you have your own climate control zone right back here, which is a really nice feature. Plus, you got the two cup holders in here. So really a nice spacious back compartment area right here. Very easy to step in and out of as well. So with that being said, let's hop to the front seat. All right, fans, here we are for the front seat portion, 2016 Ford Explorer, the Platinum. Going to show you the door apportionments again. Some really nice storage along the bottom there. Don't think he's a little bit of a cup holder there towards the front of the speaker. You can't, not too much, maybe a little bit of a water bottle, some map storage along there. Again, some nice apportionments as you get into here. You'll notice the Platinum stitching right in the seat here, which is really nice. I will say very comfortable seats. They are heated and cooled and massaging, which is a really nice, great feature. Really, again, nice wood grain and aluminum all throughout right here. The Explorer kind of embossed right in there. Some nice, again, nice leather material all up throughout the dash. Really capable. The cockpit area feels very, very big. That's not necessarily a plus or a minus, just something we wanted to note, that it feels very large, sometimes even larger than the car is itself. So if you are a little bit larger, or maybe you like that feel, definitely may be the car for you. Again, we mentioned right here what the center console. Sorry, I do want to show you that. You've got some storage right in here. It is relatively deep, and you do have a USB port right into here, which is very nice. Two cup holders. You got 4 mode selectors with normal, kind of mountain, mud, sand, and then snow, which we actually are able to use here in Colorado lately. There's more storage right here. So one thing I will note, we have the iPhone 7s, and it fits inside here very easily, so you can plug the USB in, run it out right here, and you don't ever have to mess with it, don't have to worry about it sliding around. All the other controls are your typical Ford controls. Very easy to use, very easy to operate. Dad, before we get to the driving, let's show them the dual pane sunroof here really quick. I probably got to turn the power on. And we'll send that to the back. And you'll notice it's going to open. So it goes to the first stage. And then I'm going to send it the rest of the way back. So you'll notice that it opens all the way up into the back area, which is really, really nice. Gives it a nice, spacious, moonroof type of a feel. Not sure why Ford put this little column in here. There's a lot of vehicles that actually don't have this, which gives you a full capability. Not necessarily a knock, just something that we wanted to point out. So with that being said, we're going to actually take a quick drive, talk about the EcoBoost engine, talk about a few other features, and then give you our opinion of the 2016 Ford Explorer. All right, fans, before we get on our driving, wanted to show you kind of the infotainment system. This does have the My Ford Touch system, which honestly is antiquated and out of date, and that's why Ford is going to the Sync 3 system for 2017. So that is going to be a major difference for 2016 to 2017. If you like the My Ford Touch system, head to your Ford dealer now. Get them while they have them. If not, it will be the Sync 3, which is a personal favorite of ours. So we're not going to get too much into this, although the controls are fairly easy to operate once you get used to the system. No heads-up display, anything like that. Adaptive cruise control that we mentioned there. We do want to show you the backup camera. It does give you dynamic grid lines, does give you where you're centered or where you would be centered at. Parking sensors all the way around the vehicle to show you where you're getting close to the curb, how close you are, that sort of thing. So let's take a quick drive. Again, we mentioned that this does have the EcoBoost engine, that turbocharged V6 in here. In terms of power, works really, really well. Felt like it had more than enough power. Didn't feel like we needed a V8 or anything like that in this vehicle. However, what we would say, and this is kind of getting into the opinion, but the fuel economy, if that's what you are looking for potentially, or you're looking to be close to those 20s, while this is rated for, I believe it was, and I'm going to actually mark it really quick here, make sure I know what I'm saying, 16 and 22, we are on the lower end of that, between 17 and 18 miles per gallon for us, and that's pretty heavy highway driving. When you consider that to some of the other larger SUVs that we have recently reviewed, and we were getting 21 in those, and I'll just say it, we were getting 21 in a Suburban with the V8, Ford, we would like to see that number a little bit higher. And maybe it is being accomplished here sooner, but especially with a V6, we like to see that number higher. In terms of quietness, comfort level, drivability, all 5 stars in our book. It really does drive nicely. Very quiet on the inside. You can have a normal conversation. I mentioned before the bigness of it. That's not necessarily a downside. It's just something that we wanted to note, kind of how it feels driving this vehicle. But in terms of how it moves, how it operates, definitely is a nice sporty feel to it, but you also feel safe. I actually had someone I work with actually rolled their Explorer. It was an older Explorer. They got into an accident. They said it was one of the main reasons they bought it was for safety. This, again, has a lot of safety features. You got blind spot monitoring warning, the lane departure warning and alert, adaptive cruise control, and 2017 is just going to come even with more of those technology features. So with that being said, we mentioned, again, the moonroof already, so we won't go there. What's our opinion of it? And I'm going to give mine, and I'll let my dad kind of give his 2 cents to finish. I think this is a great car. I think that it definitely has a lot of potential depending on what you're buying this vehicle for. It definitely has its pros and cons. If you're doing a lot of traveling and you're worried about fuel economy, this may not be the vehicle for you. You're really going to lack on that. But in terms of apportionments and interior and the Platinum, which is the luxury line for Ford, definitely they accomplished that with the massaging seats and the nice materials on the interior. Really enjoyed that. And I also really enjoyed the stow and go seating, I guess, kind of for the 3rd row. A really nice feature there. Dad, what were your thoughts on the Explorer?
Poor fuel economy. Vehicle feels large. Lots of room inside. Again, as you said earlier, if you're a larger framed individual, you're going to feel comfortable in it. On the same token, if you're a smaller framed individual, your armrests feel a long way away. That's one of the things that I noticed personally, is it feels very big inside. Again, that can be a pro or a con depending upon the individual. Other than that, quiet, drove nice, lots of power. But again, my biggest complaint on this car is it doesn't compete very well fuel economy wise in this segment.
Yep, I would absolutely agree. Now that may not stop you. You may say, "Oh, I don't care about fuel economy if I'm purchasing this vehicle." And if that's the case, this definitely may be the car for you. Ford has done a nice job on in our opinion, kind of the rest of the vehicle in that sense of in the term. So, if you're interested in this vehicle, head to your local Ford dealer. Put your family in it. Put your car seats in it. Put your spouse in it. Your friends, whatever it might be. And if you do that and get out to your local dealer, tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.